Well, good day, good afternoon, good morning, good evening, whatever time it is, wherever you are in the world. My name is Keith Allen from Material Indicators, and today I'm going to try and figure out some new technology and see if I can share some of our newly released fire charts with you and walk you through how those work. We've been getting a lot of interest sharing those, of course, within our community on Telegram, which I encourage you to join. If you haven't done so yet, you can find the link to do that on our Twitter page and our YouTube page, and of course at our website. You can get lots of details at materialindicators.com. So give me just a moment to get things ramped up here, and I'm realizing that I might have a hard time actually getting requests this way, unless, of course, you guys want to send them to me in the Telegram channel, in our team Telegram channel, or our community Telegram channel, I should say. You can send your requests for charts in here, and I will do my best to pull those up and walk you through how they work. So just a side note, this is not trading advice. This is not investment advice. I'm not a financial advisor. I am merely here to walk you through the tools and show you how we and our community are using these fire charts to identify opportunities and mitigate risk. Let me start by actually putting a chart up. That's probably a good idea. So I'll share my screen here and see if I can find the right window for you. Let's see. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Let's go with a Chrome tab. How about not that one? How about, bear with me, folks. Here we go. This is our Fire Charts live web app. And let me just check the channel there and see if anybody's looking for stuff. Okay. So this is essentially a visualization of the data in the live order book. And the bottom chart is our CVD chart. And I'll get into how that works here in a bit. This is our live web app. So, you know, the data is being pulled constantly, updates every few minutes. But you can, of course, refresh it anytime that you want. So I'm going to show you straight from the get-go. I'm going to refresh the whole app and show you what it looks like right when you log into this. So it comes up with no pairs pulled. We are currently showing all BTC pairs and all USDT pairs on Binance, and this is something that is going to be increased. We're in the process of building out the infrastructure to handle multiple exchanges. We're obviously going to list the majors here as well, so have a lot more coin pairs, but still hundreds and hundreds of coin pairs between BTC and USDT available. And as we know, it's a pretty hot day, a pretty hot week in trading. So let's take a look right now at BTC USDT. It's a great one to analyze and walk through the chart and see how you read it. So the first time you load in a pair, it takes a little bit of time because it's just a massive amount of data. And you can see yesterday we had this accumulation of liquidity here. This was resistance, and it built pretty significantly. We've had long-standing resistance at 12,000, everybody knows. And with this is the tag tool right here, right? With the tag tool, you can see exactly what the volume is at that range. So we got upwards of $21 million yesterday, right? So this is a heat map. It's a thermal map. If you think of the colors, and this is how fire charts get their name, this is basically the color range of fire. White is the hottest part of the fire, right? So white is the highest volume. And that's relative to every coin. Every coin, white isn't $20 million. You know, there's shit coins that have, you know, maybe 60,000 or 80,000 is white. Just depends on what's relative to that chart at any given time. So it smashed through that liquidity here, took out a couple bites, and we saw that happening here. And then resistance moved up just a bit, and we saw it again get taken out here. And of course, today, big blast through 12.5, which was the next resistance, and now support coming in here, and now you see that support actually vanishing a bit. Where did it go? Is it moving up or concentrating in other places? We'll get into the analysis here in a bit, but you can completely manipulate the charts. All right, so you can navigate, up and down, side to side, wherever you want to go. You can, with the zoom tool, you can expand, minimize, or you can even grab a section that you want to look at if you want to look at it closer and see what's happening, like so. And then the refresh gets you right back to what ground zero was. So the lower chart is a CVD, cumulative volume delta. And what makes ours unique is just looking at the cumulative volume alone doesn't really give you a clear picture. Hey, let's turn off these notifications and then we won't have those interruptions. Bear with me. Okay, sorry about that. So the CVD is actually binned or filtered, however you'd like to refer to it, in different categories. So the blue line is the sum of all orders. That's the true CVD, cumulative volume delta. The yellow is $100 to $1,000 orders. Green, $1,000 to $10,000 orders. Red, 10,000 to 100,000. Purple, 100,000 to $1 million. And brown, mega whales, $1 million to $10 million orders. Why is that important? Well, I'll tell you why that's important. It's important because you can see when whales and sharks and, likely retail traders are making their moves, right? Look at this. Retail, loving this breakout right here and pouring in the liquidity. And you can also zoom that chart. Now, retail cannot disguise themselves as whales, right? Retail traders don't have the bags to make a $100,000 or $1 million order. However, whales can disguise their orders so as not to move the book so much, and they can, break their orders up into smaller chunks. So you can clearly see when whales are making large whale size orders and sharks are driving the book. And you can also see, what's trending with each size order and what it's taking to actually drive the book. So what's cool is that you can actually isolate. If you wanted to just see a specific range, you could simply by clicking out the ones that you don't see. That you don't want to see. Oh, coming back. Okay, so the blue is a total. We haven't had any mega whales today, although they were taking chunks out yesterday, buying in sub 12,000 to take out that liquidity. But I would say that purple is still a pretty large class of trader, and you can see here. So we're normalized now. So you're seeing these moves more significantly. If you want to see the actual prices, the actual volume, we will take off the normalization, and you'll see that change here. My internet connection a little bit slow today. There we go. So here you see the price scale, right, on the left-hand side. And by hovering the price tool over any specific move, you can see what was there. So we've had some questions in the community, like yesterday, when this liquidity got taken out, someone questioned, hey, did that liquidity get pulled? And we could see here, we had 21 million, remember, so it was about 20.6 million at that, 20.7 million at that moment. And what we could see here is, let me zoom in on it so we can get it a little tighter. $19 million came in right at that time to take that out, and then the rest followed. And you could look at each individual class if you want to see where they were buying. Right? You have a feeling that if a mega whale is going to come in at this price level, that they came in before that. Let's look at the other class. All right, they came in here and a cool 6.5 million. And they continued there's a little sell here, another buy for 7 million plus. So you can really get granular and track and see exactly what's happening. So again, the blue line, which is the cumulative volume, is what you really need to see to understand what the total move is going to be. But by clicking out different ranges, you can identify who's driving the book. Is it the whales? Is it the sharks? Is it a retail class of traders? Perhaps it's whales disguising themselves as retail. But again, retail can never disguise themselves as whales. So as we look at the book right now, we came through some long-standing resistance here at 12,000 yesterday, broke through 12.5 this morning, and now we see liquidity accumulating in the 13,000 range. Looks like we have about $5 million of resistance right at 13,000, and a little bit coming in before 14, but not the major resistance that we've seen in the recent past. So, obviously a lot happening in the market. We're going to see how things unfold here very, very soon. Let's look at some other charts while we're at it and see if we have any requests. I know we've had some people looking to see what's going on with ETH. ETH has been, in the news today. A lot has been in the news. Look at the move that Ether is making today. Oh my gosh. How about that? Was having a hard time breaking out past 380 this morning. And now it's blasting. Probably the news from PayPal did not hurt, as many people may have read or heard that PayPal's going to be accepting crypto, and obviously ETH is likely to benefit from that. Again, this is speculative insight, not trading advice, but certainly something you're going to want to be in tune to. Let me flip back to my fire chart because I've switched screens. Okay. So ETH, let's take a look at an ETH chart and see what's happening because it did just blast. Ether, USDT. Give this one a moment to load. And I see some guys in the community on Telegram. Since I don't have my wingman with me on the stream, checking the feeds and setting up the chat, you guys can put your requests, your chart requests in the Material Indicators Telegram channel, and I'll be happy to pull up some charts for you while I'm doing this for a few minutes. Let's look at ETH. ETH breaking through some major resistance. There was about 7 million here in resistance. It's now cleared out that liquidity. You can see all classes coming to the dance, but actually retail, or what appears to be retail, with these smaller orders, selling into the climbing price, right? No slippage there, but a lot of these guys maybe came in lower levels and are just happy to get out. But looks like there's another level of resistance here at 400, which we have seen recently, but 420, there's some liquidity holes here. If ETH can climb past this level, 397, this is a range here, right? From 397 to $400, 402. 4.2 million in resistance right there. And considering what we saw Bitcoin blast through, tens of millions, I think we had over 10 million this morning at the 10.5 at the 12.5 range, and yesterday over 20 million, just like chomp, it was gone. So entirely possible, probable, I don't know, possible, certainly possible that ETH can get through this level of resistance, and if it does, there's not a lot standing between 400 and 420. So we will be watching closely. As you can see, there's definitely some upward sentiment here at this stage. I'm going to go back to normalized CVD, because that really makes it easier to see the moves. So you can see, whales coming in here, buying up this, coming back in, buying up this, and again, getting some support from all classes of orders, buying back in here to start eating away at 400. So that'll be interesting to watch. We'll check it here in a little bit and see if it has dwindled any. 4.3 million is what's sitting there right now. Litecoin is another one. I haven't looked at Litecoin in a very long time, but Litecoin is another one that is going to be listed on PayPal. I think they said Litecoin and Bitcoin Cash. So let's take a look at those just for fun and see what we've got. Haven't traded Litecoin in a very long time. I haven't personally, but so Litecoin definitely making some upward moves today. You can see as a major sell-off yesterday, but it didn't actually go very far because they took the bounce and they ran with it. So you can see all classes kind of selling at this point. Let's see where that actually transpired. This is one of the cool things you can do is, if you really want to hone in on something and see where it happened, you can see that this sell-off began. However, notice the whales right here that did not sell off. Whales bought in here at 49.29, somewhere around there. Buying up this at 49, say. Buying up that liquidity. And now they could have sold. They could have broken up their orders, but this was a peak right here. So chances are they didn't sell, right? They stayed in it. And you see the next break. Let's scroll over here to the edge of the chart. So, right. So here's a breakout move and a chance to sell. And while there was some selling, there was a very quick recovery to that. And the market responded with more buy pressure. So now Litecoin is looking at, about less than 300,000 of resistance overhead at 55. And let's see if we can take a broader look at the chart. Let's take an even broader look at the chart and see what's really here. So somebody's got some sentiment on a $70 Litecoin. They got about $350,000 worth of sentiment. So that's an interesting view and a good way to see what's happening here in the order book, right? You can see the liquidity. You can see the resistance. You can see the support where it rests. And this is a fantastic way to identify targets, mitigate risk. You can use this to see exactly where resistance and support are resting. You can use it to pick your take profit targets. You can use it to pick your stop loss targets. And you can use it to identify when breakouts are happening. It's difficult to trade like a whale, but when you can see when they're moving, it's a lot easier to swim with them. So I hope that gives you an overview of, an idea of what's happening with these tools. If you'd like to learn more, invite you to visit us at materialindicators.com. Of course, if you're watching on Twitter, you already know we're at MI_algos. And we have a phenomenal global trading community on Telegram. You can get links to that through both our social media pages and straight from our website. I highly encourage you to join our community. We talk charts. We walk through the tools. We share ideas. We got a lot of people around the world helping each other become better, more informed traders. So if you like what you see and you want to learn more, join us over at materialindicators.com and join us on Telegram. And we look forward to seeing you there. Again, none of this is trading advice. None of this is investment advice. Trading is risky. Do your own research and never risk more than you can lose. Risk mitigation is the key to your long-term success. All right, guys. Well, thanks again. Appreciate you hanging with us. If this is something you like, we'll do it again more often. Until next time, trade safe.